Sure. I get up very early in the morning. I usually get up at between 5 and 5:30, and that gives me an hour or more to study Spanish, but also to get ready for the day and go through emails and figure out what I'm going to do. And then I'm usually here between 7:30 and 8, and then I have meetings and events and so forth throughout the day. I travel less in this job than I did in my previous positions, but I do have to, like today or this week, I'll be going back and forth to Austin. And there is some travel involved, but I try to keep my meetings focused and intentional, and try to always be working on things that are what I call big rocks. They are the things that need my attention because other people aren't, they're the big things that move the institution forward. I usually have events at lunch and also in the evening at dinner, probably 3 or 4 times a week. Or at athletic events or cultural events, or meeting with people in the community. Tonight we've got a dinner. The Secretary of State for Texas is going to be here, and so there's a dinner for them. So you have to be the outward-facing representative of the community as well. And then usually even when I go home, I'll do generally a couple hours of work after I get home. So most of my emails don't get done in the day. They get done in the morning and the evening. Because I don't sit at a desk here, so. I've had a lot of difficult jobs and difficult problems along the way, and as a member of Congress, I don't think there's a day that goes by in Washington when there aren't several groups protesting about different things. So no, it doesn't. It's one of the ways people communicate things that are important to them, and you've got to listen and be cognizant of how people feel and what they worry about. The transition of a presidency is a hard time for a university. It's an anxious time, and not just for the students. I think for the faculty and the staff as well. And as a leader, you have to be sensitive to that people are feeling anxious, and you have to reach out and listen. Okay, so I have not had a bad meal since I arrived. No, it's been a very welcoming community. I'm glad that, it was 106 degrees on the first day of school this year, so we set a record, so I'm glad the temperature's down a little bit, but we've really enjoyed it, and it's friendly, welcoming. There's always stuff to do here, which I think one of the things that surprised me is the amount of arts activities, music and theater, going on in the community. Well, I knew that I was going to love being back on a campus with students, because I really like. There's so much that happens between the age of 18 and 25-ish. It's just a really exciting time, and I like being with students. So I knew that. I knew some of the complexities of higher education administration. The culture of universities is very different from industry or government, but so I knew those things. It was a much smaller university and a more focused university, so it was all engineers and scientists. So there were no journalism majors at my previous institution or business. So it's a much more diverse student body here in a lot of ways. Well, a lot of our research is federally funded, so understanding how that process works is probably important for the university. When I was back east earlier this week, I met with Congresswoman Escobar as well as Congressman Hurd, and sat down to talk to them about what we're doing here and how they can help us. And because I've been there, I understand both the limitations of what they can do, but also some of the things that have a huge impact. And we'll work with them to try to advance the university. we will get an outside consultant to help facilitate and also bring a lot of data. So understanding what is happening in the higher education environment, what's happening demographically, be able to help us with some of that analysis, and then also be able to be an outside facilitator to really get at what are our real strengths. Sometimes people see from the outside different things than those of us who are inside the institution every day. I think one of the ones that's so obvious here is we need to leverage our place. We are a binational, bicultural university, a large percentage of fluently bilingual faculty and staff. What are the things that we can do to advance knowledge and discovery of public value that nobody else can do because of who we are and where we are? Okay, so here's the advice. Learn languages when you're young. Yes, and I still study. I study every morning. I studied for 20 minutes this morning, studied Spanish. And I like Duolingo because it's easy and it can travel with me. So I'm now up to like every day. Now it's at a point where I don't want to miss a day because, you know, it keeps track of. So I've been studying every day since last March, and then we did an immersion class in Oaxaca. I am still, I have spoken publicly in Spanish on a couple of occasions, and will, you know, talk sometimes to just people who are working around campus in little ways. Learn languages when you're young. Because it's a fluently bilingual community, and I think it's important to at least be able to understand more, and it's a matter of respect as well. So,
I believe that would be everything for today.
okay, it's good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.